Hello everyone, my name is Maxi Rodriguez and welcome to my presentation. Thank you for taking the time and watching my video. My literature review analyzed ostracism in social media and how it affects individuals, and how exactly it would affect youth in particular. The purpose of this literature review is to analyze what consequences a person could face when they feel ostracized through social media. As discussed previously in this class, ostracism can cause an emotional and physical pain to a person. It's important to analyze what aspects of social media cause the pain of ostracism and the effect that can have on a person's mental health. Also, the purpose of this literature review was to examine how ostracism via social media has particularly on youth. What led me to this idea was understanding the magnitude of people that use social media on a daily basis. Not only are people using social media platforms daily, but they have the accessibility to use it wherever and whenever, whether that's on a laptop computer or most commonly now on their smartphones. I've personally felt the addiction of social media and understand how screen time can consume a person's everyday life. As time passes, it's important to analyze the continued use of social media and the repercussions that might have on a person's well-being and even in society as a whole. Social media is a great way of staying connected with friends, family. Sharing posts, photos, comments, and messages can be a great way of sustaining relationships online. But the negative that comes with social media can be detrimental, and most people have felt them without even realizing. It's important to study what aspects of social media can contribute to social ostracism and how those actions can contribute to future mental health issues. As stated before, social media is a great way of staying connected. It brings an opportunity to stay in touch with friends and family at any time and stay up to date with their lives. You have the ability to interact with someone and share a post at a click of a button from halfway across the world. There are many positives that come with the use of social media. But in the research conducted, the studies have a person make a post, introducing themselves on a controlled platform, controlling the amount of positive interactions it gets or doesn't get on a post. The results found that when a social media post or profile receives less than the desired target attention, the individual feels a threat of ostracism, threatening the four fundamental needs of belonging associated with ostracism, such as belonging, self-esteem, control, and meaningful existence are all affected negatively. This type of sustained social invalidation can in turn into depression or anxiety. One-click tools such as likes, retweets, shares, or thumbs up are seen on all social media platforms. It's the easiest way to interact with people and is the most common form of communication. It provides an immediate response to someone's post. What's important about one-click tools is that the research found that users find value of their social media by the amount of one-click communication they are given. Additionally, to finding value in receiving them, the value in who gives them holds a very high importance to the user. The weight of value comes from a specific person at times. But what's interesting is that when the like button is disabled in a research, the need satisfaction was lower to those who had the like button. In the past 15 to 20 years, the use of social media has climbed quite dramatically. With the creation of smartphones, it's allowed for social media platforms to be obtainable just about anywhere. Adolescents and young adults are growing up in a generation that doesn't know any other way. Social media sites are an integral part of their upbringing, and from a very young age, kids are surrounded by the pressures of social media. Studies establish that the period of life of an adolescent or young adult is going through leaves them to be impressionable and vulnerable to threats. The impact of social media ostracism in adolescence heightens a need threat of belonging and sensitive to threat. The exposure of exclusion for a prolonged amount of time could result in a future mental health issue like depression. Some interesting information learned in the process of the review was the impact that one-click communication has on an individual and the weight it holds for social media value. It also allowed me to reflect on my own experience with social media. Social media is an incredible tool for building relationships, but I now see the major downfalls that could cripple a person who can be consumed by the platforms. Attention or lack of can inflict the pain of ostracism and later have future impact on mental health. For a young person fully engulfed by the pressures of social media, this can really affect their way of thinking and in particular their sense of belonging. In conclusion, the impact on social ostracism can be detrimental to the fundamental need of belonging. Young people who grow up surrounded by social media and feel the pressures while in a vulnerable period of life are more at risk. Future research should continue to study the impact that social media has on adolescents and young adults. Understand the negative effect that come with ostracism within social media. This could in turn help create the appropriate coping tactics for children in order to avoid further complications with threat of belonging and future mental health issues.